Welcome to the Lifetime Assembly channel. My name is John, and today I'm going to help you assemble your playhouse. This video will follow the steps outlined in your assembly manual that comes with your playhouse. If you've already begun and need help on a specific step, check the comments or description below for a timestamp associated with each step. Your playhouse will come in a couple boxes, so let's take a look at what you should have received. There are steps within this assembly that require more than one person, so be sure to have at least one other adult available. Before we begin, let's take a look at some of the tools you'll need to complete the job. You'll need a hammer, a 5/16 wrench, a 5mm drill bit which is included, scissors, a Phillips screwdriver, a drill. You may see us use an impact driver. If you decide to use one as well, be sure not to over torque or over tighten the hardware, a rubber mallet, a Phillips bit which is included, and safety glasses. When building this playhouse, it needs to be on a flat level surface. If you have questions regarding the safety of this build, refer to your instruction manual. Alright, let's get started. With the help of another person, slide two of the wall panels together, making sure the tabs are facing up. Now slide your anchor bracket into the notch at the bottom of the wall panels. Now take your steel bar and slide it through the hole in the corner of the wall panels, making sure it goes through the hole in your anchor bracket. Anytime you install a steel rod during this assembly, make sure the pointed end goes in first. If you need to, use a rubber mallet to tap it all the way down. Insert the toggle end of your anchor into the back side of the rectangular hole on the bracket. Make sure the anchor is on the outside of the wall. Place your anchor mount bracket over the toggle and secure with the hardware. Repeat the previous steps for the third wall. On the outside of the wall we just installed, we're going to drill out 4 dimples with the drill bit provided. We're also going to drill out one of the dimples on the back side of the wall, located right here. Now we're going to drill out 2 holes through the dimples on the edge of the sink pedestal. There are 12 holes in the bottom of the sink that need to be drilled out, so be sure to follow along. Now drill out the 2 divots on the back edge of the sink. On the edge closer to the sink, there's one more divot that needs to be drilled out. You're also going to drill out one hole in the middle of the sink. Align the holes on the sink pedestal with the holes that we drilled out earlier on the wall. With the help of another person, secure the pedestal to the wall with the hardware. Now take your stovetop and place your knobs inside the holes. Now place the stovetop onto the sink. Now attach the stove to the sink using the hardware provided. If the knobs don't spin, you may need to loosen the screws on the bottom. Now slide the faucet handles and the faucet through the bottom of the faucet base. Now you're going to attach the faucet assembly to the sink, making sure the nodules fit inside these recesses. Attach the faucet assembly to the sink with the hardware through the bottom. Place the sink assembly onto the pedestal and push it forward so it locks into place. Using the holes we drilled out earlier, go ahead and attach the sink assembly to the walls with the help of another person. Good. Place the step on the wall support tube, making sure the cutout hole lines up with the second hole on the tube. Now take the door support tube and insert it into the already cut out hole. This will help to ensure that we get the self-tapping screws into the correct position on the wall support tube. These screws are designed to go through the metal of the underlying tube. Slide the front wall panels onto the wall support tube, making sure they're snug into the notches on the step. As you slide the wall panels onto the tube, they will cover up these holes. Now slide the front wall panel to the other wall panels, making sure the interlocking channels line up. Attach the front panels to the other panels by securing them together in the corners using the same method as the rear panels. Now slide the door support tubes into the holes on the walls, making sure that they slide down into the wall support tube. Now we're going to secure the wall panel to the wall support tube. Start by making sure the wall panel is snug up against the step, then secure through the divots with the self-tapping screw. Insert your clips into these notches and slide them over so they lock into place. Now take your flower box and slide the notches onto the clips and push down to lock it into place. Attach another flower box to the outside of where the sink is using the same method as before. Attach a third flower box to the front panel using the same method as before. Next, attach the handles to the door with the hardware. Now insert a plug into one end of the door support tube. Now insert the door support tube into the bottom of the door, making sure the cap is flush with the bottom of the door. Now insert the door support tube into the open hole on the step. Make sure you have someone hold the door for the next few steps. For this next step, it's important that you grab the correct upper wall panel. The one you're looking for has 3 pre-drilled holes for the door support tubes. Now slide the upper wall panel onto the door support tubes and the lower wall panel. This step is easier if you swing the door in just a little bit. Now add an upper wall panel to the right side, making sure the interlocking tabs line up with the front wall panel. Secure the 2 panels together by inserting a steel bar into the hole in the corner of the wall panels. Repeat the previous step for the left side. Similar to the previous step, add the rear wall panel and secure it using a steel bar in each corner. Now we're going to attach the upper wall panels to the lower wall panels through the divots. Make sure to apply downward pressure as you do this, and also be careful not to over tighten the hardware. Insert the 4 metal shelf brackets into the 4 shelf bracket panels. Snap 2 screw anchors into the underside of each shelf. Slide the shelf bracket into the notches on the underside of the shelf. Push away from the screw anchor until they lock into place. Now secure the shelf brackets to the shelf with the hardware. On the right wall panel, we're going to drill out 2 divots underneath the opening. Repeat the same step under the opening on the left wall panel. Place the shelves onto the wall in the opening, making sure the shelf brackets are on the inside. Secure the shelf to the wall from the outside with the hardware. Now place your awning support pole through the 4 loops in the awning, making sure it's oriented like this. Insert the steel bar into the top of the awning. Now place the zip ties through the slots at the top of the awning, making sure it goes under the steel bar. Now place the awning support pole in the holes above the window. Now have another person hold the awning so you can complete the next steps. Now feed the zip tie through the top hole. Now back through the bottom hole. Thread the zip tie through itself, tighten it up, and cut off the excess. Repeat the same process for the other side. When you're finished, the awning should look like this. Repeat the previous steps for the other awning. Drill out the 6 divots on the edge of all 4 gables. Take a gable and place it on the front wall panel, making sure the tabs on the wall panel line up with the grooves on the gable. Now secure the gable to the wall panel with the hardware. It may be helpful to have another person apply downward pressure for this step. Attach the right gable using the same method as the front gable. Place the screw anchors in all of the recesses on the underside of all of the roof panels. On one edge of all of the roof panels, there's 2 tabs you need to push down towards the underside of the roof panel. Before adding the roof panels to the playhouse, fold all of them like this. Now we're going to add a roof panel to the playhouse. To ensure that they're lined up, make sure that the nub on the roof panel lines up with the nub on the gable. Now we're going to attach the roof panel to the gables with the provided hardware. It may be helpful to have another person on the outside to hold the roof panel. Now add a gable to the rear wall panel, making sure the tabs line up with the slots. With someone applying downward pressure, secure the gable to the wall panel with the provided hardware. Attach another roof panel to the back of the playhouse. Now attach the roof panel to the gables with the hardware. Now you'll attach the two roof panels together at the tab closest to the gable. You'll attach this tab later. Now attach the final gable to the wall, making sure the tabs line up with the slots. With someone applying downward pressure to the gable, attach the gable to the wall panel with the hardware. Now add another roof panel to the back of the playhouse. Now attach the roof panel to the gables with the hardware. It may be helpful to have another person applying downward pressure on the outside. Now attach the two roof panels together through the tab closest to the gable. You'll leave the tab closer to the middle empty for now. Place the final roof panel on the playhouse. When placing the final roof panel, you'll have one edge that goes underneath the neighboring panel and another edge that goes on top of the neighboring roof panel. Attach the roof panel to the gables with the hardware. It may be helpful to have another person on the outside applying downward pressure. Attach the roof panel to the other roof panels through the tab closer to the gables. Leave the two tabs in the middle empty for now. From the inside, push the roof cap through the hole at the top and align the holes on the bottom with the holes on the roof panel. Now secure the roof cap to the roof panels with the hardware. Finish securing the roof panels together through the tabs that we left open earlier. Place the clips in the notches by the front window. Slide the top clip away from the window and the bottom clip toward the window to lock into place. Place the shutters onto the clips and slide them down to lock them into place. They are marked L and R for left and right. Repeat the previous steps for the other windows. Slide the doorbell base plate down and off of the doorbell. Now secure the doorbell base plate to the lower wall near the door. Remove and retain the screws from the back of the doorbell. Remove the back panel of the doorbell. Install 2 AAA batteries. Replace the back panel of the doorbell. Now replace the 2 screws. Slide the doorbell onto the base plate. Now secure with the screw in the bottom. Before moving on to the next step, make sure your playhouse is in its final location because you won't be able to move it after you finish the next step. Now take the anchoring rod and place the notched end into the anchor. Place the anchor as close as you can to the playhouse and hammer it down into the ground. Then remove the anchoring rod and repeat the step for the rest of the anchors. Now you can place your decals on the inside of your playhouse any way you want. For a good suggestion on how to lay them out, you can refer to your instructions. When applying your decal, make sure to start in the center and work your way to the edges. Thank you for watching this video on how to build your Lifetime Playhouse. If you found this video helpful, give us a thumbs up. For more content like this, subscribe to our channel. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to our customer service team and check out our other awesome products at lifetime.com.